Echo 5 Foxtrot, this is Hitman 2 Actual. You are approved to engage in 5 mics.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Ghost Tactical, the dumbest gun channel on YouTube. Today we're going to do a video that I've actually been asked by a bunch of people in the last few months to do one on, and it's what's the best Zero for your rifle system. Now we're going to talk about maybe a battle rifle with an AR-15 and maybe like an AR-10 or some kind of hunting rifle or a competitive rifle setup. Which one's the best Zero for your application? So the first one we're going to talk about is for an AR-15. This is going to be chambered in 5.56 or 2.23. The Zero that I've been using for a long time, many years, is the 36-yard Battle Zero. The reason why I like it is because for an AR-15 in a defensive or a, whatever you want to call it, a battlefield, but more of like a defensive Zero, the biggest thing you want to do is end the threat. You don't have to be precise. It's not a precision shooting contest. It's going to be something that ends the threat, whatever that threat may be. With a 36-yard Zero, you're going to be able to shoot from basically 0 all the way out to about 300 yards and get a grouping within 6 inches of your point of aim. You're not looking to be exactly, you're not trying to put holes through holes. You're just trying to end that threat. So the 36-yard Zero is a great one for 5.56, 2.23. Little caveat, my extensive experience is with 55 grain. I'm not saying that it won't work with 62 or anything else, but 55 grain, 5.56 or 2.23 is kind of the sweet spot for this Zero. Double check your own ballistics and do all of that on your own. But for a 5.56 in general, I believe that the best kind of battlefield or defensive Zero is a 36-yard Zero. Once again, you're talking about a defensive situation or whatever, and you're looking from 0 all the way out to 300 yards. If you aim your point of aim at the center chest, you're going to be able to get within 6 inches of that point of aim impact with a 36-yard Zero. Is it an exact science? Nope. But a lot of people use it. I think it's the best all-around Zero for an AR-15, 5.56, 2.23. That's just my personal opinion, but this is what this video is on. A second Zero for the AR-15 that a lot of people use, is very popular, is the 5,200-yard Zero, which basically means that if you have a Zero at 50 yards, the bullet's trajectory at 50 yards is going to come back and hit that same trajectory and that same point at the 200-yard marker. It's a little bit more precise than a 36-yard Zero. Not much more, but it is going to be a little bit more precise. The difference is it's going to be a little bit bigger groups past 200 yards. So it depends on what you're going to be using this for. The groupings aren't going to be as tight at longer ranges out to 300 yards like a 36-yard Zero. That said, the 5,200-yard Zero has been around for a long time, and a lot of people love it, so I'm not going to bash it. I personally, for AR-15s, I personally choose the 36-yard Zero. All right, so let's take a step up into like the AR-10 platform, or even a bolt action rifle. So you're going to get a little bit longer distance out to at least 1,000 yards, maybe even more. The Zero that I run on that is a 100-yard Zero. Now, some people might go with like a 300-yard Zero for that, a 200-yard Zero. It's what it is. I prefer a 100-yard Zero, mainly because I will use this rifle in competition. PRS has a gas gun 308 division, so this is my setup for that. And what I'll tell you is when you're shooting competition, a 100-yard Zero is pretty great. It's easier to manipulate your calculations, whether using a Kestrel or whatever, for longer distances. If you base it off 100 yards, that's pretty good. 100 meters, whatever you want to do 100 meters, you can, but whatever you're using, that 100-yard Zero is pretty easy to use. It's pretty easy to adjust all of your settings on your scope for different ranges and distances. That said, you can use whatever you want. Like I said, some hunters use 200 yards, some people use 300 yards. I don't hunt, so I don't know. I can't give you that information. What I will tell you is this. For me, the 100-yard Zero with an AR-10 or a 6.5 Cree bolt action or whatever, 100-yard Zero is what I use, especially for PRS competition. Once again, easier to calculate any adjustments to the scope for different yardages and ranges and all of that. So Once again, guys, I hope this helps. I know this could be a quick video. It's not going to be too long. There's not a whole lot to explain. It's just my opinion, giving some basic breakdowns. There's a lot of videos out there for people to go in much more in depth as to why certain zeros are better. I just tell you what I go with and why. Mine are basically simple. AR-15 36-yard zero, best battlefield zero there is. AR-10 or any bolt action, any long range stuff, 100-yard zero for me. I'm not very smart, so it is a little easier for me to make adjustments and recalculate everything if need be. That said, go check out some other videos out there. Get people's input of what they have. But if you're wanting my opinion, those are the best 2 zeros for your rifle. Guys, get out to the range. Be more proficient with your firearms. Stay in tune with what's going on, all the 2A legislation. Make sure your elected officials and representatives are doing their job. Most importantly, just get out to the range and enjoy your freedoms of being an American, one of which is to keep and bear arms. We'll see you soon. Semper Fi.